Welcome to this latest edition of Real Deal Podcast. I'm your host, Cyril Gerald-Quinn, on this 4th, amazingly, of November 2021. Yep, we are doing back-to-back. Last night, of course, we were did some NFL stuff with Robert Sapp. And I told everybody last night on the podcast that I had a special guest for this Insecure last season, episode 2. Growth okay, and I wasn't lying. She is here. She's a fan of the show, a creator in her own, a big time creator, award winning creator and dance choreographer. Tiffany Quinn, welcome to the program.
Oh shoot! Come on, intro.
I had to do it. I had
dropping all my credentials, man.
Got to. Hey, we
Appreciate it.
We all don't have awards like that. Come on now.
Much obliged. Much obliged.
I know that I like when you hit me up when I put the link out there when I put the last episode on promoting it and what have you.
Yeah.
I was like, this makes too much sense. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, man, I didn't know you watched the show.
Yeah, which is wild considering how long we've known each other.
Well, I mean, I also think that it's like a chick. I don't even want to say like you don't think so? I know because my brother watches it too.
Yeah, I think it's geared. No, I think I do. I'm sure there are more women that watch it than men, but I feel like that's not even close at this point. But I think that like great television and representation matters. So this is it's obviously a great show.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's a great show, and then when you see your peoples getting represented the way Issa Rae represents Black women and also even Black men is like, you can't help but to watch the show. Quality is quality, and you got a lot of shows that just are representing us, all wrong. So it stands out. When you have a show like this. So episode 2, growth okay. We opened. This clearly was a Issa Molly episode. No Kelly, no Kelly, no Tiffany DeWa. I guess the AKAs would be happy about that.
Man, let me tell you. I got some AK. Oh, we're gonna get in that.
We'll get into that. No, we'll get. Yeah, I know. We'll get into that because I actually was so incensed by it. I actually forgot to talk about it on my last podcast. I was so incensed by just the outrage. I actually forgot to talk about it on my last podcast. So we'll get into that. But this was Tiffany. This was all not Tiffany, but this was an Issa Molly episode all the way. So what? Like we see that their careers are at just they're doing the damn thing. They're both killing it in their respective careers. Issa as a entrepreneur, Molly as a high powered attorney. It seems like Molly might even got a bigger place. Molly was flossing in this episode.
Nah, she in the same place.
You got that same place? It looked like
yeah, man. I think different. I think Molly. Are you ready for my feedback?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Can I jump in? I don't know. I don't want to mess up the real podcast.
Go ahead.
I actually think Molly is not thriving in her career right now. I think she is probably like just she's at a middle ground. Like I think she's comfortable. I think she's at a good job. It's paying well, whatever. But I think she's still like going through, trying to figure out where she fits in. She moved like what season was that? Maybe season 2, season 3, that she moved into this Black firm,
Right.
I think that was season 2. And she started to kind of have her conflicts there. But I really think like she's just like and I think this is all across the board. She's just like at a meh kind of place,
I didn't get that this episode. I saw Molly shining as far as like it seems like her energy. She's doing the mindfulness.
Yeah.
She's like checking she's really digging into her like mental health in terms of she was being more positive than ever. We could point out a number of scenes in terms of not only, and we'll get into her relationship with Issa, But even with the conversation with her mom saying I apologize,
Right.
Molly wasn't doing that last season or season before.
Yeah, that joint fake. So
you're not. You're not. Oh, wow.
nah, I
Now
ain't
we
buying
might.
that at
So we
all.
might. I'm gonna have some questions on. I got some questions. I got some questions for you. Let's go.
Okay.
So you're not buying the Molly thriving as a loving her career, for example.
Nah,
Wow,
nope.
that's an interesting. That's why we haven't. I have to have another person on here for a different perspective. I totally thought this episode that Molly was living her best life.
Yeah, it looks cute. It looks
It looks
good,
on the
right? It
surface.
looks good.
So
Yeah.
now here's what now I watched this episode twice. Last night I don't know
Uh-huh.
what I was doing because I did a podcast, went to the gym, and then watched the episode. And I didn't go to sleep, but I could. I was.
You going to the gym? Okay.
Yeah, I went to. No, we not going. Oh, you're taking shots, taking shots, taking
Not
shots.
on the
I love it.
podcast. Not on the
I love it. I love it. But
podcast.
last night I watched the episode and I didn't fall asleep on it, but clearly I had to watch it again today because I just trying to get that full.
It's moving a little slow. It's moving a
Yeah.
little slow, but yeah.
But just to get the full picture of it, the complete picture. So the Molly Issa relationship. So last week I was not buying the Molly Issa relationship and this buddy we love each other. Last week I just wasn't buying it at all, at all.
Yeah.
I was like something is still off in terms of their relationship. This episode, they kind of convinced me that they're probably 90% back to where they was. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they're working toward it, and I think like at the beginning of this episode, it kind of, I guess like a title card kind of came up to say what was it? What was the time span? Like
a year.
Not a year later. Yeah. Was it a year? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, like a year later, and so now we see them kind of getting back to the things they used to do and the jokes they used to make and everything. But yeah, you can still feel like that tension, and I really think what is so interesting about this season so far is that if you remember from last season, that last final scene is we see them like coming to a head. They're having a conversation. So in the beginning of this season, we don't know what was said in that conversation, so we don't know how deep they actually went into their issues, so it kind of leaves me thinking that there's still a lot that they still have to face with each other and tackle. Like I do feel the vibe, like that they're, like I said, that they're kind of getting back to where they were, but it's still just kind of like an elephant in the room with them.
Yeah, so last week I wasn't like I agree with you. Last week again, I wasn't buying it at all, even though they had the scene where Cheyenne, they got robbed and then were laughing in the car and all that.
That was a good scene.
That was hilarious. No, that was hilarious. Word to the wise: don't trust somebody that sneaks into a homecoming or whatever, or sneaks into a reunion.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's ghetto, honey.
That's good. That's
right.
This episode, they really went out of their way to try. I guess they wanted us to believe that they're all the way back. I mean, they're staying. They're having pasta together, sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing sexual, of course, but just doing
like girls,
the classic
like,
girlfriend. Doing the classic girlfriends. Yeah. Girlfriend
Absolutely.
mode.
That's what we do. I mean, yeah, of course. That's what we do. It's like that comfort of a best friend, sister, come over. You want, I'm a cook, if you need to stay over, come stay over. Like it's all of that. And those were like really feel good moments, but I gotta watch it again too, because I can't remember exactly what happened like at the end. The end is always a good button of what's really going on. So but like I said, I really think it's just like Molly is still I think both of them, right? And I think that's what's brilliant about this show is that it shows so much character development, and they both kind of have. Can't curse on this show, can you?
Yes, uncensored. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
This is an uncensored
They
show.
both. I mean,
your husband curses all the time.
Oh well, I believe it. Negroes. Okay, I believe it. So they both have shit going on, and that they're still teetering around each other, that they still don't really, I mean, they kind of talk about it. I feel like they did have a conversation in this episode about which guy. No, I feel like they didn't say Lawrence's name, but they kind of talked around, whatever she's going through. I don't know. I gotta go back and watch
Well,
it
listen,
too. But yeah.
we'll get to that later because
Yeah.
Lawrence's presence was felt in this episode.
Oh
Big
yes.
time. So
Oh yes.
we'll get to that. I wanted to
Go
ask
ahead.
you. So you talked about the elephant in the room. Could you do what they were doing, like the lovey-dovey stuff and all that, and still there'd be an elephant in the room? I mean,
You
I mean,
know,
just to give you just to give the audience some like background, just get, if in case anybody forgot what was transpiring. Like
mhm.
Molly, they had pasta together. They had basically like a little dinner. They had dinner. Issa's coming to Molly's house, talking about life as it was almost like they were in a relationship without being, together. Like that's what it felt like. That's the vibe that I got from a standpoint.
Oh, come on. No, that's
No,
not what it was.
not that they were, no, not that they were
Yeah.
dating, not that,
Yeah.
no, not that far, but how close they were in terms of
Yeah. I
chemistry.
mean, they're really genuinely best friends, right? Like
Right,
they've been through things, they've shared very intimate things with each other, and they know each other. Like, me and my best friend, we know each other,
right,
and we know like when we need each other, we know what makes each other laugh, we all of that kind of stuff. So they have a genuine relationship, I think. Um, but yeah, I don't know. The elephant in the room, if I would say that I've been in that situation, like I've been in that situation. Shout out to my good sis. We've had our journey and our friendship, and before I think we had like our fallout, because I think like real friendships, you have a good fallout. You have a good fallout where you have to really kind of learn each other in different stages of life, right?
right.
So I think, yes, we've done it where we've had elephant in the room kind of things, where we're kind of walking around on eggshells about certain things, but we're still cool. We're good. We can still be cordial and have a good time and laugh and everything. But yeah, there's always still something that's like, how do I approach saying this to this person?
Yeah, yeah. I think we both agree that there's still some stuff, some things that need to be
Oh
worked
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And
Again, go ahead.
yeah, no, if this show is like as good as it is, it'll come out in one of these episodes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Molly's transformation. So um,
Good. Yeah.
Molly cut her hair off.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
it was funny because they were showing some older scenes where you had Issa with a short hair, Molly with
Yes.
long hair.
Yes.
Now it's the
Uh-huh.
reverse.
Good
Issa running.
observation.
Yeah, I like that. That was a great detail
Mm-hmm.
by the show. Throwing that
Mm-hmm.
in. Um,
So
what does
no,
now
go ahead.
as a black woman, as a woman in general, when you cut your hair, what's the move for that? Like
Uh-huh.
what
Uh-huh.
vibes, what message are you trying to send? Why per se?
Good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as a person that has a short haircut, and I mean, I grew up with long, luscious, curly hair, right? Um, I cut my hair probably like my sophomore, junior year in college. And for me, it represented just a change, right? I kind of, I felt myself changing. I went to the Howard University. Okay, shout out.
Hey,
And yeah, and I think, being in an environment like that where it is so much about identity and the search for identity and all of that, we deep, right? Um, I think there was so much being revealed, and I did it because like I said, I just felt a change or a shift in myself. So, and I felt like the hair was something that was kind of like weighing me down, right? And I think the cut is kind of like, releasing all of that. It's just releasing that. It's trying something different. It's trying something new. I think as women, we go through these moments where we're just like, I need a change. I need something. And so maybe our hair is our first thing that we go to. And that is like a kind of like a known thing, I guess, in the community, and especially within women, is like our hair. We're so connected to our hair. And so if anything, if we're going to make something drastic, like a drastic change, hair is probably going to be the first thing that we go to. Now with Molly's transition, it's interesting because I had saw a couple weeks ago, Issa had posted about that. Because I remember when Molly's real Molly, Yvonne Orji, when she actually cut her hair. She cut her hair like during the pandemic, or around that time. And I remember her sharing like why she did it too. Again, a change, a release of something, right? And I think a couple of weeks ago I saw Issa talking about this, and I think she had what she said was they saw that Yvonne had cut her hair, and she was like, absolutely, we gonna put this in the show. Like, it's something. And so I think it does fit. It absolutely fits. What I didn't like is that like it was like a quick, abrupt change, and there was no kind of explanation behind it. Like I think I would have liked to see her. That's kind of cliche too, but like kind of allude to her cutting her hair or wanting a change or something. Like, I don't know. It was kind of abrupt for me.
Well, I think the reason why they didn't go that route is because the year fast forward. That's why. So I think they.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's
true.
probably what.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, good.
So I think that probably can explains that.
That's true. That's true.
Listen, I get it from a standpoint of what they're trying to do with the character. Like she's supposed to be,
Mhm.
we talked about the mental health. She's really working on herself, working on her happiness.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, cutting your hair, that's like you said, that I'm trying to
Yeah.
change, I'm trying to change shit up. Like I'm trying to, like
Yeah.
sometimes, like I think even in life, like sometimes the same that mundane, that routine is cool. It's cool to have routines. I know you probably love them as being a parent and a wife, having routines because
Absolutely.
there is a sense of comfort, stability. But sometimes
Yeah.
you got to change shit up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't get so routinish that it becomes shit. Yeah, I think life in general, even like, and you want since you want to joke about my workout routine. Sometimes I switch
Oh,
up my
shit.
workouts. Sometimes I
I
switch up
like
my
it.
workouts.
I
I
like
can't. I'm not
it.
gonna
I
do the
like it.
same workouts. I do some different workouts. Just sometimes you just gotta shake shit up. That's
Yeah. You
yeah.
got to be a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Yes.
Totally.
That's the main.
Yeah.
That is the main thing.
Absolutely.
Being comfortable
Yeah.
with being uncomfortable.
Right. Because
So
then how will you know like what you can adapt to or not? For sure.
yeah, yeah. So I get what they're doing with the character with Molly, and and especially this
Yeah,
being.
I dig it.
I mean all bets are off is because this is the last season. So you're gonna see they're not gonna hold anything back whatsoever. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean I
Yeah.
don't know what your thoughts on the overall episode was, but I think the first two episodes have been fantastic. I mean they're 2 for 2 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. It's a little slow for me. It's a little slow. But then again, I think season 4, season 3 or season no, what are we in? Season 6?
this is 5.
Season 4 or this
This
is
is 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, right. 5. That's right. Uh-huh. Season 5. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge insecure head. Okay, now I know all the hashtags. So yeah, I think like season 3, season 4 kind of started slow for me too. But then again, like when I go back and watch, it all makes sense. And that's why I said, like, that's why I think the show is so brilliant, because they're gonna bring things in, and I think they're gonna pull it in piece by piece, to kind of help us connect it, you know. Yeah, it with yeah. Go ahead.
Why?
I think.
So no, I want to stay on that point. Why do you think why do you think the first episodes have been slow for you?
Um, I guess because like as a viewer, and again, I don't try to look at it like as a creative, you know, like I love my husband. He's a creative too.
Yeah.
But he looks through that lens, right? And I try to step away and just kind of be an audience, you know, and
Right.
kind of be invested in the story. And I think I really wanted to pick up from that conversation. I want to know what the hell they talked about, you know, like I think, like I said, like as a person just watching, I'm really invested in, you know, what they talked about and where everybody is, you know, and but again, with art, we have to be creative in how we tell the story, you
Right.
know. And so that's when I kind of have to chill out and just kind of go along with the process. So I think it's just that. I think the yeah, it didn't make sense about this reunion, you know. I don't know where that came from. So
So
yeah, and see and
let's touch on
see
that.
that
Let's touch on that because that episode was very interesting to me. I think that I think it was a real introspective episode because,
mhm,
and I think from the reason why I loved it because we've all been there in terms of we look at our lives and get to a point to where we say to ourselves, what are we doing? Where are we going?
mhm,
Are we
yeah,
where we expected to be, 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
totally, yeah,
And I also think that it's very tricky to open a season and close a series at the same time. So you,
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
remember that first episode, and this is with any series. The first
mhm.
episode of each season sets the entire tone
The
for
tone, yeah,
the whole
absolutely,
season. So which is fine,
absolutely,
that's what a great series is supposed to do. But they have the double whammy. They're trying to set the tone and also
right,
close the
right.
series.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you even go back to last season, the first episode of last season, the opening of that season shows you like scenes from the block party, and it goes into that monologue with Issa, and she's like, Molly, I don't even fuck with that bitch no more. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right,
it's just
right.
like,
Yeah,
whoa, what happened? Now,
yeah.
true insecures, we knew this was coming. Like we knew it was coming. So, you know, like, yeah, you're right. You're right. They do have a lot to do in this one season. So, um, it's so funny. I was watching, and my husband was with me. Like he was we were in bed and he was asleep or trying to go to sleep, and he kind of heard some of the dialogue, and he was like, "It's whack." And I was like, yeah, I know. Cause I felt it too. It was kind of just like moving a little slow for me. And it wasn't, um, like I said, I just don't know where it was coming from. So again, with
I love
Insecure,
I
this
love
happens
that
with me.
I love that first
Yeah.
episode. I can't lie. I love.
I
Uh,
gotta, but now listen, this is what happens with me. I gotta go back. I gotta
yeah,
go back
yeah.
and watch it
Go
again.
back. The
Yeah.
stuff they were doing with Kelly, the stuff they did with Kelly.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for
yeah, that
sure, for
no,
sure.
I love. I mean, I love that episode. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can understand why with the reunion people might have been thrown off by that, but I love the dialogue in that. I love the dialogue in the episode. I love like Kelly's and I love Issa Rae's the mirror scenes and kind of
Oh
her.
my gosh, the mirror scenes were the
Oh
best.
yeah, those were great.
Totally.
No, those were
The
great.
mirror scenes were great. They were great. And I mean, listen, that's a staple of the show. Like it started with that mirror scene, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, like I said, I do need to go back and watch it. So yeah.
So we get introduced to a new character, and I'm sure
Oh yeah.
a lot of women were excited. Uh,
I guess.
Crenshawn. Of course, he's on Queen Sugar.
Yeah,
Kofi Seabray. I can't even pronounce his last name. Kofi.
I
Um,
can't. Come on, learn the brother's name.
you right. You right. So he's an ex-convict slash designer, and there's not a
Mhm.
better there's not a better name for a convict slash designer than Crenshaw. That's like that's
Right?
they did a great job with
Very
the name.
Cali. It's very
Um,
Cali.
so he's with Issa's company. Issa's trying to put him on. He's really an independent. Um, and her company that she works with, her company is concerned about how her company is concerned, of course, about some of his material. So they decide, they give Issa some notes on stuff that he should take out. He's not feeling it at first, or wasn't feeling it at all, but was talked into doing it anyway by Issa. Issa's like, all right, this would be, you gotta think long term here, and I believe in you. So
play the game, basically.
Play the game. So they are on different sides. They were on different sides, and again, it turns out that he basically he basically lied to her in a sense, because he didn't take the stuff out. He did his own thing. Before we get to the scene in terms of performance, you're creative. How do you balance the being yourself as well as trying to advance in your career? Because it's a very interesting dynamic to try to balance. A lot of people. Listen, you got people that will sell out. You got people that will take the bag. You got people that will stand firm and say, hey, this is what I believe in. I would just look for another opportunity. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, totally. I think this is probably prime time in a sense. I will say that lightly, but this is prime time for creatives right now, because with the racial climate, and not even the racial climate, but the inclusivity climate, right? This climate is very open for people to be who they want to be, right? And so it comes with little kickback, in a sense. Now, I work in the theater world, so in theater, they're all about respecting boundaries and, being open to it. I just worked on this one show, and I mean, one of the, it's a choreo poem. So one of the poems is like killing white people, so, and I mean, like, the white people in the show kind of have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's because, again, that environment is like, we're all trying to be one, so I think it just depends on where you are as far as a creative. Like, I think with fashion and everything, I mean, even in any area, you're playing the game. Like, there's, to some extent, you have to play the game.
Right.
And like you said, I think to some extent you do have to question, like, how far am I going to go? That's one thing I do respect about my husband as a creative. Like, he has his morals and his beliefs that he just will not cross the line for, Yeah, and I so respect that. And I think the world has to be okay with that. And they have a hard time doing that. So, yeah, I think it really does depend, but I think in general, it's a little bit of a prime time for creatives right now to be able to do that kind of stuff, because as you see in that scene, that old boy was very pleased, right?
Yeah. So let me get that. I'm glad that's a perfect segue to that. So this is the brilliance of this show. So normally, what would have happened is he does his own thing, and Issa either gets demoted or fired.
Right.
In most television shows. So they do the show. Crenshaw does what he wanted to originally do. All the pieces are in there. The
white folks are blown away.
Yeah. The dude, especially the dude that worked, that was the dude that worked with Issa.
Yeah, the producers, they're blown away.
Yeah, he was at first. You looked at his facial expressions during the show, you would thought that it was like, what the fuck. But at the end, at the end of the show, he approaches Issa, and she's already expecting the hammer and expecting, expecting just the worst. But he was like, "Look, thank you. This was great. I'm glad that you pushed us and opened us to new things." And I didn't need to hear about the aggressive neck massage. That was the one flaw in the picture show. Who gives a shit? That was bad writing. Like, they cut that out. Like, really, why do we need to know that you have to go home because your neck still hurts from an aggressive massage? Like, that could have left that out.
Oh, well, actually, that's not bad writing, because you hear the most ridiculous things. Shout out to the other community, but you hear the most ridiculous things. They'd be like, "What? That's TMI. I really don't need to know that." So yeah.
All right, okay. No, yeah, you've been in the arts.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
You
So
hear too
okay,
much.
so that's
You hear like
yep,
random shit like that.
yep,
It'd be like,
yep.
what?
Yeah,
Why? Okay.
that's a great point. That's a fair. No, you know what? That's a great point. You know what?
Hmm.
I changed it. That's an excellent point.
And
But
that's why I think they put it in there. Yeah, because it'd be like, what? Okay.
I loved. I think what they're trying. I think the subtext and what the message that was trying to be conveyed was that for so long we African Americans have tried to appease this system or what the world
Yeah. Absolutely.
thinks we should be, and especially even with skin tone, our hair,
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Absolutely.
And it has gotten, frankly, let's be honest, it's gotten us nowhere.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you, like, be yourself. Nathan had a
Yeah.
line said, damn, I wish I should have wrote this shit down. Nathan had a line in the conversation with Issa about saying that like you're never gonna please everybody or something like that all the time. You're never
Yeah.
gonna please some. It was a great line. I should have wrote it down,
Yeah.
but it was a great line. You're never going to please everybody, even if you try what, no matter what. Something to that
Yeah.
extent. I'm paraphrasing. That wasn't the exact line, but and that was true, and that's absolutely true. So
Yeah.
I love the outcome of this because he was 100% himself, and he got rewarded for it, and she got
Yeah.
rewarded for it. Now,
Right. Right.
did you think that whose side was you on? Were you on Issa side or Crenshaw side? Crenshaw side.
That's tough. That's tough because I think I've been on both sides. You know what I mean? Like as a again a producer and somebody that has their name written all over things.
Right.
And you kind of know the extent of the consequences if you don't go. If you don't go with the flow. Um, that's hard. But then I think the way it was written, I would have totally went with Crenshaw because like honestly, like again. And again, just looking through it from a lens, right? What he did was not that deep. You know what I mean? Like what
No,
he did,
no,
it
no,
wasn't even that deep.
no.
But I get what they were trying to say. Uh, so no, I think what it also shows is that we have to continue to stand up for ourselves and stand up for our community. Like our voices, we want it to be what they are, and if as a producer or whatever you're doing, if you ride with your client, then you got to ride all the way. um so I think there was a level of that too. And just like, if you're going to be in this position, Issa, you got to trust your client. Like you bought this client on for a reason, and you got to trust that they're going to do what it is, have quality in what they do. So I'm going to rock with Crenshaw on this one.
Yeah, I I can see that. The great thing about about the writing is I can make a case for both sides. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I don't think he mentioned the word sellout. I
Yeah.
don't think she was selling out. Like I think she was
I'm,
trying. I don't think her perspective was of that of a sellout.
no, I
I know
mean,
what it looks. I know what
yeah,
sellout looks like. That wasn't that. But
yeah. I think like she was trying to, again, you talking about, she has this new company, she's trying to create her own kind of like, image and all of that. And then and she worked like, the reality is the whites hold the hand. They got us by the balls. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And unfortunately, we do sometimes have to bend. But I think the thing is, like, especially with our community, we are fighting against that. Like, loosen up them balls because you ain't really got them. So that's where, like I said, like you said, I can see both sides of the argument. Um but I think this is what you're seeing a lot now, is with Crenshaw, of a lot of people just saying, I don't care what the hell y'all want to do, I'm gonna do me. And either you're gonna like it or you're not. So
yeah. Because the bottom
um
line is they're going to be people. There's Crenshaw. Crenshaw is going to have a group of people that fuck with
oh
his.
yeah, he gonna have a following
So
regardless.
if you have the people,
Hell yeah.
then it doesn't matter. Uh,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
once
And
you go
that's
go
yeah,
ahead.
that's the beauty of, like, right now, like, we have the age of social media, and I mean, it's a, a good thing and a bad thing, right?
Right.
Because if you have your following gonna rock hard with you,
Yeah.
you know. But if you don't, then there's that. So so it really don't matter. It really doesn't matter like who has a say. Like if the majority is gonna rock with you, then you're there. You're
Yeah,
good.
now you've actually talked me into all the way going with Crenshaw because that no, you just made that point. If
Yeah,
Crenshaw does the thing with the notes that they gave him, and
yeah.
his following sees that, they're gonna be like, "Yo, nigga, this not you.
He
What you?"
sold out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they gonna call him
exactly.
sell out, right? So
Exactly.
he's probably
Exactly.
thinking he probably has that in the back of his mind, or maybe probably in the front of
Yeah.
his mind. Yeah. So yep. You
Exactly.
talk.
But this is and that's why again I gotta go back to my husband. Like if you have those morals, those beliefs, those visions that you are holding steadfast with, and the people that are kind of following you kind of see you uh deter from that, then you know they're absolutely gonna question you.
We can transition to the best scenes. Feel free to add to this list if you have any others
Uh-huh.
that stood out. So
Ooh, this is good.
Molly's relationship montage. So it gave it, and
Uh-huh.
this is the type of scene that you can tell that's the last season. This was that type of scene
Yeah,
because
yeah. The
we basically saw
flashback.
every dude that
Yeah,
she messed with outside the
yeah.
dude, outside of the tall dude. I forgot what his name was. Season two,
Oh, Dro?
Dro. Yeah, we didn't see.
Yeah, see, they didn't show
They
Dro,
did
huh?
not show Dro. But we
Ah,
saw
interesting.
a bunch of her dudes that she messed
Good
with.
observation. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that might
yeah,
mean Dro might be coming
yeah.
back.
Yeah, maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah, they had a thing. It was one of those open slash relationships. Well, from
Oh
his
no, I
perspective,
know. I get it.
yeah,
I got you. Uh-huh.
but they show her past relationships as she's getting back
Yeah,
to the dating pool. She
yeah,
recognizes through the day nap that she was just a bit
yep,
picky to say the
yep,
least, saying I was doing
yep.
the most.
Which is a great observation from her.
Yes,
That's a
that's
great
growth.
moment for
Growth.
Molly.
Yes, that's growth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She so that leads to her she ends up, we can fast forward, we can deal with
Hmm.
we can kind of deal with the Molly dating part of this. She ends up going on a date basically at the end of the episode, where it seems like it was hug the dude, and seems like she I don't we don't know how the date went, but it seems like the
Yeah.
beginning of that scene, it was some good energy. So
Wait, she went on a date with Herbert?
no.
Whoa.
No, she went on a date
Wait.
with a random dude that probably
Oh,
from that.
she did. You're
She
right.
did, yeah.
Okay,
No,
yes. Like
we'll
I
get
said,
to
I
her.
gotta go
We'll
back and
get to
watch it.
Herbert.
I
No,
gotta watch it.
she wasn't fucking with Herbert at all. But
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on this to Molly's relationship montage?
Like I said, I think it shows, like you said, it's growth. It's growth. I think she was able to kind of go back and reflect and be like, dang, I was tripping, and like not so much that she was setting her standards high, which she, listen, every woman has a right to set their standard. Even every man has a right
Yeah,
to
every
set their
person.
standard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. You have a right to have your standards when it comes to relationships and whatever. Like, and I think that's the thing people don't realize. If you talk about relationships, you're talking about sharing your life with somebody,
yes,
so like, where do you guys fit in together? So absolutely have those standards. But I think she was just, in a sense, it was good for her to see and kind of go back and edit, you know. And honestly, I think she kind of quit too soon, because she was just kind of like, I'm done, you know. And yeah, I think it's just about it's continuing to edit that, knowing or just always continuing to recognize like who you are as you're growing, always acknowledging that, you know, um, I think is what is important. So that was a very cool moment, actually. So yeah, I liked it.
yeah, yeah. It was great. It was a fun scene to watch. Watching
Yeah.
her evolution. You see,
Yeah.
her with the long hair and what have you, and see where she's at
Yeah.
now. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to this cookout because this cookout was hilarious. So
Oh,
good cookout with Molly and Molly and the parents. Molly's
yeah.
mom, she's trying to get her parents' affairs in order in terms of their real estate and their will and things of that
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Says she criticizes her mom for writing some information in pencil, which fair criticism.
Yeah.
And her mother, tries to set her up with a dude named
Yeah.
Herbert, who
From the
was
church.
from the church. Herbert from the church, who became
Herbert from the
did they say
church.
he became a pastor at 15? Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and of course Herbert is the ultimate cornball.
Yeah, yeah,
He was a
yeah.
cornball, and he like Molly, of course, has zero interest in him. Has no interest in
Yeah.
him. But her mom is like, look, you're getting older. Your
Good
biological
man. That's a
clock
good
is
man right
saying,
there.
yeah, good man,
Yeah.
church man, good man. She said some other stuff later on. We'll talk
Yeah.
about him at the beach. About that. I was like, Molly had to walk away
Yeah.
on that. But
Yeah.
I guess I guess women probably have this harder than men as far as
Yeah.
when you get to a certain age and you're still single
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
moms or dad trying to be like, hey,
Yeah.
what about them
Listen.
grandchildren?
Yeah. Listen,
So
I see this so much with some of my friends. I see it so much. And I really do feel for them because society puts that pressure on people, and I get it as a parent, like as a parent, you know, more than anything, I think when your child gets to a certain age, you have visions for what this child is going to accomplish in life, right?
right,
Whether it's career, whether it's family, like anything. And so when they don't hit those kind of milestones, it's kind of like, what's happening? Like, and of course, as parents, they're waiting to become grandparents
right.
and, all of those kind of like traditional things that society has made. So, yeah, I feel for Molly in this moment because it's just like I mean, not only is she trying to work on her, but it's continued like pressure. It's continued pressure that she's constantly had. So um yeah, and then I feel for all Herb. Come on, man. Herb needs love too.
Man, Herbert, yeah, Herbert. I don't know.
We all know
Herbert.
Herbert.
We all know a Herbert. We all know a
He
Herbert.
need love too though, but Herb need
Herbert
love
was out
too.
there
Okay.
dancing. Herbert was cutting the rug. Like,
Herbert needs some love
yo,
too.
yeah,
Okay.
shout out to that actor who played Herbert. He was funny.
Yeah,
whoever that actor
yeah.
was good.
He was good. Yeah, he was
He was only
good.
in like two scenes, but
Yeah, no.
he
You
stole
might
both of
see
those
Herb
scenes.
again.
Yeah, you might
You
see Herbert.
might see Herb
No, that
again.
type of character you're gonna see him again. I promise you, probably see
Yeah.
him again.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder too, like I said, I told you, like Insecure has a really cool way and like genius way of putting things together. And I wonder, like, they have her kind of like going to try to get her parents' affairs together. I wonder if one of her parents are gonna like die or something. So
uh,
I know that's
yeah,
hella morbid. That's
that
hella
is
morbid.
no
But
no no. Well, I predicted Kelly was gonna die from last week. I predicted.
oh
Yeah.
no, because
Oh
she
yeah.
made that her whole thing. I know that's kind of
Yeah. No,
crazy.
I
That's kind of
predicted.
crazy.
I
But
think
I think something's
something.
gonna
There's gonna
happen
be a
that makes
tragedy. Yeah. There's gonna be a
yes
tragedy. Like that
something
is.
something will happen that'll make because that's usually how like life pans out. Something drastic happens that makes that kind of shifts your perspective.
Right.
So
Yeah. That
I don't know.
that is a
That's a good
great.
one.
That's a great observation because
Yeah.
it's one thing for real estate, but a will.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't just talk.
It was
That's not
interesting.
writing. Writers just don't toss that in. That's not just
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Because I
just
mean, otherwise she could have just been at the house, like at a cookout.
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
And
That
mind you, we haven't seen Molly and her parents together like that
in a while.
since like season 2. Because remember, she was real salty with her
About her
parents, which
father's
I thought
affair.
was
Yeah, yeah,
child. Yeah,
listen about. I mean, I understood why she was like from that standpoint, but the bottom
yeah.
line
Well,
is
yeah, girl,
that's your
calm
mom's
down.
decision. That's your mom's decision. Bottom line.
Well, I mean, if you ain't in it, you ain't in it.
Yeah, it's
Chill
not.
out,
It got nothing.
okay?
Yeah, you got to stay in your
Yeah.
place. Yep. That's
Yeah, but yeah, that's another conversation. But
yeah,
go
that
ahead.
is. But no, that I could definitely see something happening with that because that's
Man,
not
I don't
something that they
know.
just
I'm
toss in.
nervous.
Well, I told the Kelly one to me is that had I mean that was too much as far as no it was I'm not saying criticizing the writing but when it was there was too many scenes when they were talking about that.
Oh, right, because they said she was dead. That's right. You're
Yeah, so they
right.
do. I mean, to go back to that,
Dang.
to go back to
That'd be
episode
hella
one.
morbid.
No,
Yeah.
to go back to episode one, with Kelly, you had the scene where she was dead, or where they said she was dead.
Yeah.
That was the first one was just pure comedy. But then
Yeah.
you had IHOP, and they doing a eulogy. I'm like, nah, that's something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That
then
was too much.
yeah, and then on top of it, Kelly's doing a podcast doing her
Hmm.
podcast, and she says,
Yeah.
basically, what would you do if this was your
It
last
was the
day, stuff like
end.
that. I was like, no,
Yeah.
this like damn, they're gonna take out my favorite character. Kelly's my
That is a
favorite
big
character.
foreshadow. I know. Really?
Yeah, I love Kelly's my favorite.
I
Kelly
love
is my
Kelly.
favorite character. But yeah,
That's
something dramatic
good.
is gonna happen because that's what happens in real
I
life.
think so.
Dramatic things happen.
Yeah. I
People
mean, you're
die.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I
Something's
think
going
so.
to happen. So we're gonna
Yeah.
get to the last scene, which like for the second straight episode,
Oh man. Yeah.
Issa Rae. I mean, can we give an Oscar for a television show? Like seriously, this
I love
scene,
her. I love it. Yeah.
it was Issa. She was tremendous in the scene. So Nathan comes over.
Yeah.
Of course, they used to date, and Nathan is just coming over, chilling. They have some wine.
Yeah.
He wasn't expecting sex. She basically
Yeah.
says he's about to go home. He says, I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm about to go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
He says,
Hmm.
why don't you spend the night? So
Yeah.
we think that okay, they're gonna have sex, what have you, as they're about
Nope.
to.
Just like a regular man. Just like I'm gonna try my hand now.
Wait, he asked me to stay over. Might as well ask me to stay over.
Yep.
But
Try this hand now.
they're in the bed and they're about to have sex, and then she just loses it. I mean, this I don't think I've ever I'm trying to think, have I ever seen on television a woman just break down right before sex and they not have sex? That that that's some great writing. It was creative. I don't think I've seen that. I'm sure it's happened over the hundreds of thousands, millions of movies that have been made, but
Yeah.
I can't remember ever seeing that. She cries, breaks down. He comforts her for a couple minutes because he ends up bouncing
Yeah.
when she went to sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
couple
listen.
couple things.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What did you think of the scene, and could you forgive Nathan for bouncing like that?
Oh, please. Nathan had all the right to do what he did. I
Okay,
think
okay,
Nathan was a stand-up guy in this.
okay.
So I think, listen, again, I told you, going back to the beginning, tied up. I'm tied in a bow for you. Going back to the beginning of this conversation, Issa and Molly are going through their own shit, right?
Right.
And so Issa she is still, like we said, she grinding with her job. Like these are all things to get her mind off of really what's going
Right.
on, and really the issue is Lawrence,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
issue is Lawrence that got this other
Condola.
Condola.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Condola
got her
virus to the
pregnant.
internet.
Right. So that got her pregnant. Like all of this is on her mind. And really what she's trying to do is run away from it. Right. And so
Yeah.
it's a tale of all tales. She's trying to run from it. And 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 she's basically not using Nathan, because I really think she does have genuine feelings for
Right.
him.
They like each
But
other.
Nathan, yeah, absolutely. But like I think Nathan is serving as she's trying to make him a friend, you know.
Well, I think he's like her job. He is a coping
Yeah,
mechanism.
he's a client now. But right, he's a client, but she's still trying to make him a friend, like a buddy. You remember seeing that last season, trying
Right.
to be a buddy and everything. And I think when she invited him over, it was to continue to try to scratch that itch,
Yeah.
of like, I'm still, I still want some kind of intimacy, but at the same time, like she still has this Lawrence thing that's just digging at her. And so she tries to like move on because she's trying to do that. We saw that in episode 1, like she tried to cut it off with him. Like we all know that ain't gonna happen.
No.
But
No.
like she tried to cut it off with him and she's trying to move on, but she just can't. And so, you find them in the bed and you find them like making out and everything. And she just breaks down and cries because like, where her heart is, Like her heart is with Lawrence. That's what she wants, and her heart is breaking from that. So I think Nathan has the what a man usually would really react to. Like, come on, like I get this from, you know, not only my husband, but what I've come to understand through my husband, or how men think, you know, is that once that kind of happens, like when another man is kind of in your bed, you know, you kind of just like, what? No, you know, like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm going to leave now. You know, it kind of like they ain't going, you know, it's different with a woman. A woman is emotional, you know, but a man is like, nah, that just kind of does something else, you know, that takes him somewhere else.
I'm not trying to throw dirt on Nathan. I think that's a very awkward spot that he was put in, and probably,
absolutely.
I mean, he probably did it. He probably did the same. He probably in his mind did the same thing.
Oh yeah, he was not wrong for anything that he did. Like, and I think that's the thing. Like, Issa can't expect him to just be there and like kind of sit there and console her. That's kind of whack, you know.
Right.
Like, nah,
Well,
I ain't gonna do that over some other dude. Nah,
and we're just getting back, and we're just re-engaging in our like.
Yeah, and I mean, like, same thing. If we were to flip it on the female side, like if this brother was in here and he's in here thinking nothing but another woman, then I'm good. I'm not gonna stick around for this. You know what I mean? Like, it's I totally get it. Like, I'm not going to stick around. I think I'm good. I'm gonna let you gather yourself.
Especially if she thought she was getting some sex.
Well, I don't even think that she wanted it. She didn't want it, and that's what
No,
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying
I think
you talking about I'm talking about the reverse. Yeah, I'm talking about if that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Reverse. You know, like it's like he tried his hand. You know, he just tried his hand. So, he tried his hand, and that's what he was dealt. And he was like, okay. And I think for him, that was a probably a moment where he realized, like, yeah, no, I don't think there's anything there for us, you know, because he, again, like, he knows where her heart is. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anybody didn't see previews for next week, you know, I would suggest you turn the mute button on. But Lawrence is coming back, so that Lawrence will be back next week.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see.
Team Lawrence. Team Lawrence here.
Lawrence, yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, I'm Team Lawrence too. I'm Team Lawrence.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm Team Lawrence. I'm Team Lawrence. Yeah. I'm Team Lawrence. I'm Team Lawrence. So I
classic love story. You know, classic love story.
Well, I'll be interested to see what they do, what you know, what direction they take his character in.
I agree. Yeah.
Who is your MVP of the episode?
Ooh, that episode? Let me think. Oh, hold on. Let me think about it. What's yours? Can I kick it to you?
I changed mine during the. I actually changed mine because I actually think I actually did an MVP of the episode based on when we were talking about the creatives and doing what you like.
Okay.
Bend into the system. Crenshawn, I think is MVP of the episode.
Crenshawn.
Yeah, Crenshawn.
Crenshawn. Okay. Ooh, I'm torn. There's so many. I'm going to go. I can go deep with all of them. I think I'm gonna go Molly. And I'm not
Molly
a Molly
was my
fan.
initial choice. Molly was my initial choice.
Yeah, I'm not a Molly fan.
No, Molly fan.
But
wow.
Nah, man. Nah. if you go back and start from season 1, that chick be whining all the time, honey. And I can't. And it's really because she has her own insecurities.
She has trauma. Molly has a lot of trauma.
Yeah, she has hella trauma. Hella trauma.
She has a lot of trauma.
But you know, I feel for Molly. I get it. She's catching it from all sides, you know, and I think she's trying her best to push through, you know, just like Issa. They're trying their best to push through, but it's something that's like constantly weighing them down. So, damn, this is deep. I love it.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah.
This was great. This was great. We think we broke everything down that could be broke in a 30-minute show.
Nice.
That's what I love about Insecure too. 28, 30 minutes.
Man. Man. Hit it and quit it.
It's easy. you can easily binge it. Go back and look at certain seasons, earlier seasons.
Totally.
I was thinking about this, and before I let you go, as I'm watching the episode, I was watching the episode today, and I was like, so many just dope scenes and subtext. I was like, I was just wondering about what the legacy of this show is going to be, because from season one up to this point, I'm looking at the quality of writing. I'm looking at, again, I spoke earlier about the representation of African American characters, the truth telling, the just tackling so many issues within the community. It's something that you just don't see on television.
Yeah. And I think shit, if you're from Cali, this is nothing but the culture for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you find anyone from Cali, they love this show, So and like you said, it's representing our community in such a beautiful way. It's not putting it's not so focused on the inclusivity of everything. It's really just about like, these are our people and these are stories of things that we go through. Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows a Kelly, everybody knows a Molly, everybody knows Issa.
Hell yeah. And we just have a different kind of flavor on it. And so more than anything, it's done well, it's shot well. You have so many things. I love how Issa, supports so many people, different artists. I got people that I know that did like the murals, the artwork and stuff, like with the block party and everything. Like, she's constantly putting people on. So I love that, so yeah, it's so much to talk about. I hope I did a good job. I hope I get invited.
You did.
Do I get invited again?
Absolutely. We're definitely going to do this again. Thanks for joining the program. Rookie of the year. I think you might have outdone your husband on his first episode. I gotta go back and listen to his first episode. I don't think it was this good. I don't think it was this good.
I told you I gotta bring my homie next time.
Oh yeah, no, that's
we are Molly and Issa. Okay, we are Molly and Issa. All right, and it's so cool because we do this same thing. We do this every week. Like, we debrief about the episode and we break it down. So just know that like this is cool stuff. People.
Before I let you go, give the audience like where you can be reached, your Instagrams and Twitters and what have you.
Oh shucks, okay, I'm Beyonce, so you can't reach me. No, I'm joking. Queen Quinn 5678 is my handle. It's private, so you gotta get permission to follow me.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Yep.
Right on. Oh, well, I look forward to coming back if I get invited.
We will see you next time.
Can't wait for this week's episode.
Oh yeah, no, I'm hyped about it now. You got me excited about it now with this conversation, because they keep pushing the envelope with issues and that nature, and just making you think, and mix it with the comedy and drama. And so right now, Issa Rae is on. She's on top of her game. She's on top of her game.
Man.
There's no question about it.
Oh yes.
Well, Queen Quinn, thanks for joining the program. I will see you next time.
All righty. Thank you. Peace out, people.
All right. Later.
Later.
That's going to wrap it up for this latest edition of the Real Deal Podcast. I will see you next time. Again, thanks for Tiffany Quinn for joining the program. I will see you next time on another edition of the Real Deal Podcast. Of course, as always, you can find this podcast will be up. I'll have it up before the end of the evening. Yeah, I won't make y'all wait till tomorrow. I'll have it up before the end of before the evening's out, so you can check it out. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you early next week. I'm out.